Guys, it seems like every time I upload a video, something crazy happens the next day. And last video was no exception, because immediately thereafter uploading my Daniel Grassel joins Team Tutberitsa video, major news came out that WADA, the Russian anti-doping agency, had finally come to a decision regarding the Kamila Valieva case and investigation regarding her doping, or according to them, alleged doping, because they decided they were going to acquit Kamila of any anti-doping rule violation, giving her only one sanction, that the results she received on the day of the positive test be nulled. Meaning that because of this, she is no longer Russian national champion. Instead, the title has now gone to Alexandra Trusova. So Alexandra Trusova is now the 2022 Russian national champion. Alexandra Trusova gets first, Anna Shcherbakova gets second, and Adelia Petrosian comes in third. And of course, WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, had a lot to say about this very lenient ruling in favor of Kamila Valieva, which also makes no sense because they find her completely innocent, which I would guess is the only reason you acquit someone. But then they decide to give them a sanction. Like, are they guilty or not? Like, we're sanctioning you for having a positive test, but you did nothing wrong? It makes no sense. And WADA seemed to think so because they released a statement following WADA's quote-unquote findings and results of this investigation. And remember, WADA had already referred this case to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport, because WADA was taking too damn long in their results. And this is the bullshit results they came with. So WADA decided to say some things back. WADA's statement says, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has been informed that the Russian Anti-Doping Agency, RUSADA, that its disciplinary tribunal has now rendered a decision in the case of Russian Olympic Committee figure skater Kamila Valieva. The tribunal found that although the athlete had committed an anti-doping rule violation, she bore quote-unquote no fault or negligence for it. Essentially, it happened to her. We're gonna quit her because she doped by mistake. It continues. As such, the tribunal imposed no sanction except for the disqualification of her results on the date of the sample collection, December of 2021, which was Russian nationals. WADA notes this outcome and has requested a copy of the full reasoned decision, which it will review together with the case in order to determine whether the ruling is in line with its terms of the World Anti-Doping Code. However, based on the elements of the case with which WADA is already familiar, the agency is concerned by the finding of the no fault or negligence and will not hesitate to exercise its right of appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport as appropriate. Meaning, girl, we don't believe you. We know the case. There is no way that this athlete was at no fault or negligence. You just don't dope by accident, okay? That's just not possible. Maybe she was just given things, but you still put them in your mouth. See what I'm saying? Anyways, the decision in this case comes in the wake of WADA's announcement on the 8th of November of 2022 that following an unacceptable delay by RUSADA in rendering a decision in this matter, the agency had referred it directly to CAS, the Court of Arbitration for Sport. In that referral, WADA sought a 4-year period of ineligibility for the athlete. So essentially, WADA wants Kamila Valieva to be banned for 4 years. That's what they are seeking. Following a full review of the RUSADA decision, WADA will consider what its next steps will be so that the matter is dealt with as quickly as possible and without further undue delay. WADA can make no further comment until it has received and reviewed the reasoned decision and case file. So this is a mess. In short, a mess. Why? Because RUSADA has agreed that we're not going to sanction Kamila in any real way that matters, honestly. Yes, taking away the Russian national title hurts, but Kamila Valieva essentially is already the Russian national champion in the hearts of Russia, so she's really not losing much besides the physical medal. She went viral on top of that globally for Wednesday. So to Kamila Valieva, she has received no consequences, like not even one little bit. And even if they were to ban her for 4 years, given the situation that we're in right now, where Russian athletes can't even go to international competitions, and there is talks that they might not be included in the Olympics at all, the 4-year ban is essentially already in place. However, I do believe that regardless of the situation with the rest of the athletes concerning the war and the political situation regarding their ban, Kamila Valieva should be disciplined individually because, like I said, this makes WADA look stupid. It makes WADA look like it does nothing. It makes WADA look insignificant. Like, what is the purpose of the World Anti-Doping Agency when the biggest doping case in recent memory has not been dealt with at all? Like, Kamila Valieva has genuinely received 0 consequences. This is the first consequence that has come to her, and it feels like a slap on the freaking wrist. I am very interested in the sentence that WADA said, saying, based on the elements of the case with which WADA is already familiar, the agency is concerned by the finding of no fault or negligence, meaning we've seen the papers, we were there during the initial tribunal or decision in the Olympics where CAS already sided with Kamila Valieva and allowed her to compete in the individual event, which would have nullified the medal ceremony if she had been on the podium. Like, they really said, we're going to give you a chance even though it's going to ruin the Olympic experience for everybody else. So CAS has already sided with Kamila Valieva once before, so I don't really have that much faith in the Court of Arbitration for Sport giving Kamila any sort of further sanction or consequence. WADA is seeking a very heavy consequence that honestly now might be easier to give just because of the fact that it's quote-unquote already happening because of the ban on international competitions for Russian athletes. See what I'm saying? If the ban wasn't in place, I think it would be harder for Kamila Valieva to get this consequence, but because the consequence is already happening for everybody involved, it would be another slap on the wrist to be like, yeah, you're banned for 4 years, but so is everybody else. See what I'm saying? So again, it feels like her actions, the doping, the literal positive test is completely inconsequential, and the World Anti-Doping Agency has literally, ironically, no agency over penalties and punishments for athletes who have a positive test. It just makes them look foolish. That is, in short, what I'm trying to say. WADA is looking foolish, and that is why they're seeking such a harsh sentence, because they need to set an example. They need to make an example out of her. And right now, what we're seeing is that she has taken the rewards. She might have not taken the individual medal, but she has taken all the glory and has yet to receive a single sanction. This is the very first one, and it's not even a slap on the wrist. It's just kind of like a compromise, honestly, because she has been completely acquitted of any violation. So her record is clean, but she missed one medal. She already lost the biggest medal that she was trying to get, which was the Olympic one. So what does this one matter? Maybe it does very much to her. But of course, the biggest news coming out of this one is that Alexandra Trusova is now Russian national champion. A lot of Trusovats were very excited about this, Trusova fans. And I don't know if Trusova might be feeling as happy, because Alexandra Trusova is a very formidable athlete who is very competitive. So getting a gold medal based on a technicality, probably not something that she'll be proud of or want to brag about or want to even mention or talk about. In my opinion, I don't think I see her being excited or happy about this. Just kind of being like, oh, okay, thinking I probably deserve that, but I should have won that by my own merit. That's how I see it. But a lot of people were celebrating that. So now Alexandra Trusova has won a major competition for the first time in her senior career. Because that's the thing that stings a little bit, is because ever since she became a senior, she had yet to win any kind of major competition, especially a major international competition. So this one doesn't even apply for international. But yeah, I feel like WADA is seeking a penalty that is now a little bit easier to give out, just because of the kind of inconsequential nature of banning her for 4 years when Russia is already kind of being banned for 4 years. I don't think that Kamila Valieva will ever be made an example of like WADA wants it to be. And once Russia comes back into international competition and back into the Olympics, if Kamila Valieva is still performing, then and only then do I think that some sort of quick action might be taken. But for as long as they're all banned, I see this moving at a snail's pace. I don't think we're going to get another update in a year, or, like I said, if they're allowed back into international competition. Because then a decision has to be made. Are we going to let Kamila Valieva go to international competitions and show the rest of the world that, hey, there was literally no punishment, here she is competing as if nothing happened? Or are we going to actually do something? But that is going to be when push comes to shove. Right now, I think we're going to get no news. This is as much as we're getting. And I don't believe that CAS is not going to side with Kamila Valieva. They already did it once, and I think they will be able to do it again, depending on the panel of judges. But yeah, so congratulations, Alexander Trusova, for becoming Russian national champion. I don't think you're too happy about that in terms of how you got the medal, but enjoy. Still a gold medal. Kamila Valieva, count your freaking blessings, girl, because this is a slap on the wrist. And Adela Petrosian, happy silver, happy bronze, and Anna Sherbakova, happy silver. Moving on, a news that was going to happen literally tomorrow if I had uploaded this video today, because that's how the world works, so thank God I delayed it by a bit. So news has come out that Diana Davis, the daughter of Ater Tutberidze, and her partner Gleb Smokin are considering switching to the Israeli national team. The final decision will be based on the political situation in the world. Now, you're thinking, Israeli national team? What the hell? Well, I would say the rumors were circulating that the U.S. figure skating was not too keen on accepting Diana Davis and Gleb because of the controversy that surrounds them and the controversy that surrounds Terry, the mother of Diana. And so I think they were smart and realized that this was not going to be a good look, regardless of the views or ratings that it might have given their national competitions. It would have been a lot of heat to take from fans, reporters, and just anyone generally knowing the history behind this group, this partnership, and how it got to the U.S. So it had been rumored that the U.S. had denied it. They denied their application to be part of U.S. figure skating. And therefore, this news seems to confirm that they were denied by the USA and therefore looking for plan B, the Israeli team, which has kind of like a joke that they kind of just pick up any American who couldn't cut it in the USA. In this case, I don't think they couldn't cut it in terms of their skills. They couldn't cut it in terms of their controversial background. And I would just want to say that my theory presented in the last video still stands, because even if they are part of the Israeli national team, they would still train in the U.S. And having Daniel Grassel, a skater who can go to international competitions, still opens a door for Ater Tutberidze to be able to make more political plays that would be in favor of her daughter, because she is back on the table with the rest of the world at international competitions. So the theory still stands, regardless of whether they're competing for Team USA or Team Israel, which would be so interesting for Team Israel to justify this. What would they say? What is their connection to Israel? I'm guessing they are both Jewish, or the dad, maybe Gleb Smokin's parents are Jewish or Israeli. I have no idea what's happening, but it is common knowledge that it is significantly easier to join the Israeli national team than it would be another country, let's say. So this doesn't surprise me too much, because U.S. figure skating essentially made the right choice. It would have been a really bad look and really hard to justify for the American figure skating fans who are so knowledgeable about all the controversy surrounding them. I think it was a stretch for them to think that the U.S. skating community was going to welcome them with open arms, even though maybe the coaches have, or maybe other skaters have. The panel of judges and the public presenting faces would have had a harder time, because they would have had to answer to a horde of angry fans. But yeah, this is surprising in terms of where they went. I don't think I was thinking Israeli, but now that I read it, it makes sense. And if they do end up there, it's still going to be just a spectacle to see in terms of how, let's say, how quickly they rise through the ranks. Because even the fact that they managed to go to the Olympics is insane, given how talented and how much depth there is for ice dance in Russia, and same goes for the US. But I think they would definitely be top of the totem pole as soon as they join the Israeli team. But seeing how fast they rise through the ranks of international competition is going to be very interesting, given the fact that they are, I would say, pretty average, but are scored like they are above average. And yeah, there's really not much else to say. Diana Davis and Gleb Smokin joining the Israeli team? Very, very possible. And once they join, let the show begin, I guess. Them at the same competition as Daniel Grasso, that's just gonna be such amazing TV. I am so ready for the drama. I thank every day these Russians for all the drama they're giving me. And yes, there's really not much else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, shout out to Karina, Katie, Leslie, Natalia, and Timothy. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.